Conversations powered by Just Talk and Will Edwards today.
Hello, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you.
This is a wonderful program. It's always great to have you in the studio.
Well, thank you, sir. It's always great to walk in and see your face, and also Lisa's face.
I appreciate that. And
Scott's face.
Scott's face. Yeah, and Scott's being the super in charge guy.
Yes, he is.
Keeps us on track and on cue.
Yep.
And Lisa is handling the chat room.
There they are. Hey,
Those
guys.
are the two friendly fuzzies back over there. So they're cool. And professional speaker on my side.
Yes, sir.
Success coach, author, and podcaster.
Love it.
That's what's going on in my world.
Man.
What about you? You're a man of many talents. So what's going on in your world?
Cat wrangler.
Cat wrangler. What you doing with those cats?
I wrangle those cats
Okay.
all the time. Talk show host.
Okay.
Comedian.
All righty.
Entrepreneur.
You counting?
Oh my gosh! What else do I do? Can't even remember anymore.
And those are before. Those all before you go to your day job.
That is before I go to my day job. Before and after.
Wow.
Lots going on.
Well, everything's cool. I'm glad to hear that. Laser coaching moments today.
Yes,
That's what we're going to talk about.
Let's
We've
do it.
got an incredible subject.
Yes.
Today we're going to peel back some layers on. Have you allowed fear to hold you back? We're going to peel back some layers. We're going to do some laser coaching spots on that.
Wow.
And
Okay, say that again so that people that are listening can.
Have you allowed fear to hold back success?
That's deep, yo.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's
It is
deep.
huge. But before we do that, I do want to say it's time for us to celebrate, too, because it's been 1 year.
1 year!
Right now, we represent 1 year.
1 year!
Of teaming up and
Isn't that crazy?
co-hosting great communication and programming. Yes.
I love it.
I think it'd be great.
I appreciate that.
I do too. It's actually Lisa was the one that was responsible for making this happen.
She is,
and she's got a keen eye for talent. And thank goodness that she was spot on with you.
Yeah, she's very sneaky.
The partnership
she's
is really
very
on steroids.
sneaky.
It is, and I kind of wish she is. I wish she would have been sneaky enough for us to think of like bringing some bubbly or like we should.
We should have
thought about some. We should have thought about some champagne or something like that. I wish we had some. Champagne.
I had some water. I can pretend.
We need champagne and a gift.
Yes.
Which I didn't think of either.
Yeah.
Although you got me a pocket square
I did get you
that
one
I do want to wear when I find
when you
it.
find it, you lost it.
But champagne would have been cool if we'd have thought of it because we could have done a toast.
It's okay. You want to still do one?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's still do one.
All right, let's still do it.
All right, why don't I break out these glasses?
Oh, come on. What's happening here? Look at you.
Glasses there.
Look at this. You guys are so tricky.
Yep, that's a glass for you.
You guys are so tricky.
Lisa bought the champagne to celebrate the 1 year anniversary.
That is crazy. Get in here.
And Lisa, why don't you come on in here and celebrate with us here? I'll pour this up. I'll pour this up.
You guys are. That's not. No, don't do it. Don't do that.
And that's the gift that we wish we had.
This envelope is for you to take home and read all by your own self.
Okay, when I get home.
But this
in my car.
We do want you to open.
After we toast.
After we toast.
That glass well.
This is just great. 1 year. You know when you posted that and I saw it, I was like,
What?
I know. Where'd that time go?
We're 1 year old? How did that happen?
I know. It was on the radio show last year. It was the same day.
That's bananas.
Right?
I cannot even believe that we've been together a whole year.
I think Will needs to be in charge of the bottle because I can trust him to pour some more to the team when need be.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we're going to do a toast.
Okay, toast it.
Toast to great. Look, he's still pouring.
There it is.
We're going to do a toast to great partnerships. Here we go.
Great partnerships. Cheers.
And to conversations.
Conversations.
Okay,
there's my on-air toast.
All right.
Now, thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you for bringing the gift. You're awesome.
The assistant.
I'm opening. I'm opening the gift.
How about the assistant who's also a managing principal?
Who's also exactly. That's not.
So open this bad boy up and let's see. There
was no assisting in that. She's like, look, open that.
She was
right
leading.
now.
She was leading.
Exactly.
Let's see what you got there.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
Give me this.
Look at that, everybody.
And read that. What does it say?
Oh, look at that, guys.
What does it say?
Let me just read it.
Anniversary. You read it?
Oops, I bumped my thing. Anniversary Certificate of Partnership, October 29th, 2015. This certifies that Will Edwards has successfully demonstrated a style of epic communication while remaining highly inspirational on our Conversations podcast. That is so sweet. Thank you, sir. Really, that means a lot.
Let me take that.
Take it and that means a lot.
We're going to let that take that for me if you will, Will.
I will.
And sit that right down there. And let's put this over here. If it's not too tall, we're going to have that sit there. Is that too tall? Let our director see that. Okay. Our director says we are good, so that's going to be the backdrop.
I got a little goosebumps here. I got a little goosey.
You're looking a little goosey.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
No, we very much appreciate it, and hopefully you'll find a space for that that makes sense in your office or your home or wherever. But today, now let's show people why you've earned that.
Okay, let's do it.
Now you have to. You look a little bit like Donna Summer to me.
What?
You work hard for the money. So now you got to talk
about those things.
Yeah. So let's talk about. Yeah. Have you allowed fear to hold back success? So when people in a situation like that, some of the main things that cause fear. Yeah. I did a little bit of a Facebook inquiry, and then also looked back at some of my coaching clients and some records and some history on that. And I want to name a few things that I pulled back from that, and then I want us to just spin off of that. On it. Things that cause people to be fearful and hold back their success. Failure, just the fear of failure. Yeah. Oddly enough, even the fear of success.
That is a good point.
Oddly enough, some people fear success, which you wouldn't think they would. And then abandonment and or rejection. Okay. People fear that.
Always.
High level of not knowing how to manage intimacy, being close with one another and creating a close dynamic.
Interesting.
Being broke or not being able to take care of themselves.
I know what that means.
I don't want to know what that means. But thank you. Don't remind me. Cha-ching. Not being good enough. Now, that one was really popular. That's not being good enough. And then there's, of course, the ever-present, pure, flat-out stinking thinking. A lot of times the thinking of how their perception of how things are is just not how it is. Yeah. But they're living like it is.
And I'm going to add one more thing to that I got from you many moons ago. Okay. And it's just the fear of the unknown.
The fear of the unknown. I agree. That's really huge.
Just not knowing, so you just don't do it because you don't want to get into that situation.
Right. So let's dismantle any one of those from a coaching moment. Sure. Someone that you were teamed up with, whether it's a partner, a friend, a colleague, and they had just the fear of failure. How would you help them? What would you say to them?
I'm gonna put it in this realm. I know a guy, and the guy I believe is brilliant. Okay, brilliant. He has some incredible ideas. Okay, but he doesn't do any of them.
Is he very entrepreneurial? Because entrepreneurs typically have great ideas, but they don't like to follow.
But you know what? He has an entrepreneurial spirit. Okay. His mind works that way. He sees things that others may not see. Okay, but he will not do it.
Is he a perfectionist?
You know what? No. But you know what he told me once?
What?
He said to me, I don't do it because I've always made bad choices in my life.
Unbelievable. That's another thing that
I won't. I'm not going to go for it.
So he's afraid of making a mistake.
Yes.
When you say bad choices, as it turned out poorly, it was a mistake.
Yes.
And actually, how much have you? Let's take you for an instance. Sure. You've had an up and down life, as all of us have, peaks and valleys.
Yes.
When was the last time you, standing at the top of the valley, starting back up at the top of the mountain, not in a valley, and all things are well, you're making more money than you thought you could. You have a wonderful career path that's just on steroids. Sure. Your relationship with your wife is incredible. You're driving the very best car. You're living in a wonderful home. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. When was the last time you learned a lot when you were at that level?
I ain't never been at that level.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting. Woo. That's why I do this. No, I'm
kidding. Never saw that coming. Okay. Well,
but it's harder. It's harder.
It's much okay. So it's much harder for people to hear things that can serve them when so many things are going well and they feel like they've made it or they're making it. Yeah. It's typically you learn the most when you are in a valley, when you've dropped down low, when things are not going well, your health may be challenging you or your relationships or your occupation, or you may have just gotten fired. Or with someone that's just gotten fired, is that always a bad thing?
Or just if you're just aware, like I look at you and I look at Lisa, you guys are aware. You're at good places, but you're aware and you know that you can do more and be better than you are at that moment.
And we're not afraid to fail.
And you're not afraid to fail.
We follow the thing where failing forward is something that we totally embrace, and there's been a lot of material out there on that, but failing forward is something huge, and we fail often. We don't look forward to failing, but you know what? We look forward to taking the loss from the lesson, throw away the loss, and just keep the lesson from a failure. So rather than being afraid to make a decision, go ahead and make a decision if it's wrong or if it doesn't work or if it's a failure. What is the lesson in that?
Correct.
And embrace the lesson.
I mean, the other thing too is that I think that what sets that person who will have more successes in their lives is how do you get up?
Right.
After that failure.
Right.
You understand? Do you stand up and then you look at it all and you evaluate it and then you go, all right, I see where that went wrong, and you go on? Or do you get up slowly and do you hover over it? Do you pick up the failure? Do you cradle it? Do you take it to bed? Do you sleep with it? Do you wake up? Do you shower with that failure? Do you keep it on you year after year? That is the difference in terms of success.
It really is. And that's actually well said. In fact, what I would say to you is this, is that it's a state of mind, and you can actually shift your attitude when things like that happen. And rather than even saying, you said, do you stay down? Well, first off, what if we didn't look at it that way? What if we decided to say, my disposition is either up or getting up?
Because I love it.
If your disposition is either up or getting up,
you're
not long down on the ground. I don't want to spend any time flat on my back.
No.
I don't.
And let me just share something with all of you that are watching. I fail all the time.
Every day.
All the time.
Right. It's perpetual.
And it just happens. And you think, okay, now I have it's listed here. I'm moving in the right direction. Everything's going right. Well, boom.
Gone. Situation change. And what do you do with those failures? What do you do about them and with them?
Well, personally, for me, I go, okay, where did this go wrong? Let me figure this out.
Right.
How did I get here? And now it's time for a new plan.
Exactly. Again, you said, where did this go wrong? So you're looking to see where are the nuggets that you can keep.
I'm trying to learn from each time, each one, each failure. Can I be better? Can I get better? I always say to myself, I am not in competition with anyone. I'm in competition with me. I have to be better than I was yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah. You're looking to up the brand, the personal brand. I like that. So then let's slide over then to success. Yeah. The people that are fearful or that have a fear of success, and that ends up holding them back. How do you feel about that? What kind of thoughts can you share on the people that have a fear of success? Because that seems like, why would you be fearful of success?
I think it probably comes down to just managing, just being able to be, and it depends. I'm going to say this too. It also depends on what field you're in as well, right?
In terms of,
so for example, if you're in entertainment,
okay,
that success might be you have a lot more people wanting a lot more of you and your time and you attending things, and
so you wonder if you can
freak out.
It.
Can I handle this thing? Sure. Oh my gosh, I may not want it.
Sure. So okay, fair enough. So a fear of success to me also can show up where they don't believe they know how to handle all that goodness that comes to them, and so they may be even feeling unworthy. They may be feeling that they haven't, that their deserved level could be very low.
Interesting.
And maybe they don't even deserve that sort of success, so they end up sabotaging themselves.
It's possible.
So yeah,
and I've seen people do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see it every day.
It's all laid out. It looks great. And it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you
sabotage.
You don't call back.
Right, exactly. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you just call back?
Yeah, I totally get that. So the fear of success to me is a harder one for me to understand why people do that, but it's a lot of the same reasons that people fear a failure.
Yeah.
Is that they can't handle it.
Yeah.
Or they don't know what they're going to do. That almost slides into your fear of unknown thing again too. Of what does success look like?
Yeah,
maybe they've never been successful before and they're scared of it.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
You know what? That's interesting.
It is. So,
no, that really is. Okay.
What about intimacy? The fear of intimacy.
I don't know.
Well, what would that mean? Maybe they were never taught what
So we're talking intimacy as in connections and closeness and such.
Yes,
it's interesting.
Yeah,
I'm thinking my brain's working.
Well, I'm thinking that it would probably come from someone that has that fear is probably someone that is unpracticed or that they're extremely uncomfortable, because when you get too close to someone and they don't even know themselves or they don't know themselves well,
right,
you're scared the heck out of them, because now you put them in a situation where they don't know how to react or respond because of that closeness. It makes them flip out and become something that they're not. It's almost like, you ever have a situation where you're so fearful of something that your mouth engages and you have no idea what you just said because you're so fearful of that circumstance or situation?
Right now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Exactly.
No, but I understand.
Right
at this moment. No, I understand that. I understand it, and it makes sense.
So I'm thinking that it could have its roots there.
Yeah.
And oftentimes when someone has that sense of not being able to close the gap on closeness, is because they've never been trained. They don't know how. They've never practiced that emotion.
Sure.
They're extremely uncomfortable with it, and it's easier for them to stand in their own solo space than to invite others in. And the closeness scared them off. I know people that scare off relationships right when they get good.
Wow.
Because it's getting too close.
Too much.
Exactly.
Wow.
How about then the fear of being broke? You know a lot about that.
Look at me.
What about the fear of being broke and not having enough?
I mean, it depends on what you're doing. It depends on where you're going. But I think that it is a legitimate fear that the person has to get over. That fear. I mean, the fear is, am I going to have enough? Am I going to be able to eat? Am I going to be able to sleep? Am I going to have a place to live? And
well, now you're talking about Herman Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
There we go.
You're talking about that pyramid.
Man, I'm smart.
Yes, you are. You're talking about that the base level of that pyramid is survival, safety.
Yep.
Am I going to be okay? And there are a lot of people that have a lot of trouble right at the base of that pyramid. At the top of that pyramid that Herman Maslow talks about is self-actualization. And that's when you're not concerned about, are you going to make enough to make a living?
Right.
You start having different and higher level concerns. And so,
nice.
And so, anyway, we can talk about that more. But we have someone in the chat room. Lisa, you've got something going on in the chat room. Bring us in.
Yes, I do. It is Ken, and he said he had a big fear at starting new projects because I learned that there's a huge difference between having a good idea and executing the idea.
Wow. He learned that there's a big difference between having a good idea and executing a good idea. I have something to share on that. Do you have anything on that?
Go. That's a good one. Wow, Ken.
Take a celebratory drink there.
That was good.
The champagne. And I'll say this. I'll never forget that. Ken, I know you're listening closely. Listen to this. I'll never forget when I had this idea to write a book. I was so excited. I just knew it was on fire. And I did so much work on figuring out how to get it published and who can I trust with it and all this stuff. And to Ken's point, it's a difference between having a good idea and then doing something about it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I've got this one publisher on the phone. I was just raking him over the coals on making sure my intellectual property was going to be safe. That really wasn't intellectual property yet because I hadn't written it.
Right.
And I'll never forget. This guy said to me, Jess, just write the book. He goes, just write the book. And then you can figure out how to get it published. The point is, so Ken, if as you're listening to this, when you have a great idea, you might want to table it if you'd like to. You don't have to with a close network of solid, trusted advisors.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, whatever. Run the idea by them and get their thoughts on it. Not that you need that, but that might reassure you that yes, you get a green light on it. Once you get the green light, whether you give it to yourself or you get it from someone else, go and build the fort. Go and write the book. Go and design the trap. Whatever it is.
You have to do something.
You got to take an action.
You have to take the action.
Because a good idea is nothing. I was trying to protect something that wasn't even out there yet. And I remember Brian Tracy, the wonderful, powerful professional speaker and author and coach, he said this. He says, there are a lot of good ideas out there, but no one does anything about them. So you have to do something with that idea.
I had a long time ago, I had a thing where, I host. I'm one of the executive producers, and I host the Will Edwards Show,
right?
Which is Vegas' only late night variety talk show. And we're about to go into season 6. And when I started that show,
right,
I had an idea, and I realized nothing's going to go until I go.
Right.
And I got to do something.
Right.
What's the first thing I need to do? No one could tell me.
Right.
I had to just do it.
You had to just do it. Right.
It's such a weird thing to try to explain to people, but you really just have to take that idea.
You've got to take action.
Something.
Absolutely. You got to. In fact, Martin Luther King said it best when he talks about faith. You've got to have faith that goes along with that idea.
Yeah.
In order to really have faith kick in, Martin Luther King says, in order to take the first step in faith, you have to take the first step. You don't have to see the whole staircase.
And let me tell you something, Jesse. I knew nothing about talk shows. I knew nothing about getting on television.
You just knew you wanted to make it happen.
I knew nothing.
Right.
Literally. And someone says, well, what are you going to do with it? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know. I just want to do this. So I'm gonna go out and do it. The same thing with Squareware. I was I'll just do it.
You would tell Ken, take that idea, you feel good about it, and draw up a very soft plan or a decent plan and take the first step.
And just
go do it.
You have to move on it.
Yeah, because having a great idea that sits inside that goes nowhere helps no one.
No.
I like it. That's good.
Thanks, Ken.
That's Ken's good on that one. So that would restore. Yep, give him a round of applause.
That was a good one.
So yeah, he's also maybe concerned about the unknown. He's maybe concerned about, is it going to be successful? He may be concerned about failing on this idea. Don't be concerned with any of that. Just go do it.
Do it.
I like
Step
it.
out.
So let's talk about. I laid out 5 ways to conquer fear.
Let's have them, because I could use that right now.
And there may be a 6th and a 7th that comes up in here. So how about number 1?
Yes.
Embrace mistakes. Rather than feeling fearful of not doing something because you might make a mistake, do it anyway and embrace the mistake.
What if you changed your verbiage? What if it's not a failure? It's just a mistake.
Yeah. What if it's just a mistake?
Easier.
But embrace that. That is going to be part of your success plan, is making a number of mistakes.
Man, did you see the light bulb?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
What are you going to do with that baby carrot?
Did you see?
You're going to do something with the
that baby carrot.
All right, that's what I thought.
Did you see that light bulb? There it is.
So stop trying so hard is number 2. Stop trying so hard. Simplify. Simplify. Number 3, ask for help. Even when he popped up from the chat room, didn't I say ask for help?
Ask for help. I like it.
And how about learn to say no?
Wait. What do you mean?
So many people say yes all the time because they don't want to let people down. They don't want to let bosses down or loved ones down or friendships down. And they say yes all the time when maybe that may not be the thing that's best for them or the situation.
It's hard.
So one of the ways to conquer fear is learn to say no. Okay?
Good idea.
Another way is learn to say yes.
All right, come on, man.
Learn to say yes at the right time. At the time, use your intuition. Use that internal gift of intuition and knowing what feels right, what looks right, that smells right, that shows up well. When that resonates, say yes.
Like it.
Learn to say yes.
Love it.
And so we've got.
Can I add something?
Yes.
I think also trust yourself.
Yes, trust yourself.
You have to learn to trust yourself.
Your instincts,
your creativity, whatever you're coming up with, you have to learn to trust yourself. That even trusting yourself that if you do make a mistake, you can trust yourself enough to get up.
Yes.
And keep moving forward.
And if you're fearful with that piece that you said by the trust thing, feel the fear and do it anyway. Don't pretend like you're not. Feel the fear and do it anyway. It's just an emotion. Okay, so it'll pass.
I'm going to go find a baby.
You're going to go.
Excuse me. Can you say that again? Seriously, because I'm having a moment.
You feel the fear and do it anyway. Because that's what's going to help you get this thing in motion and make adjustments along the way.
So you're telling me to embrace that uncomfortableness, which is that fear.
I'm telling you that it took me when the iPads first hit the market, it took me 3 iPads to get my first iPad to work. What is that telling me? Apple said, let's just do it and get it out there, and we'll let the consumers help us correct it. And that's what they did. They stood behind it, and they stayed with it. It was like 22 hours before I got my first iPad to work, But you know what? It's now working, and it works just fine. And then you get these upgrades and these bugs and these fixes. Why do you think all these software upgrades come out? Because when they put it out there, there's bugs in it. Right? That's just an Apple thought. Not an afterthought, but an Apple thought.
If you're from the hood, you know what this means. That means that was good stuff.
My mother used to say that. But right, I mean, how do you like that concept? That idea?
I mean,
as an example.
But
it's working.
I just can't even. I'm just saying. When I started We Funny Comedy Show, I did not consider myself a comedian at all.
Right.
I wanted to become one. I wanted to do it. And that's why I created it.
Right.
So that I could do some comedy.
Right.
But I was so fearful.
And how's that working for you now?
Let me tell you something. In January, it'll be a year.
And I've come to the We Funny.
They are great
funny,
shows.
And it is good, and it is affordable, and people should get out there. And speaking of that, where can people find you, like the We Funny and all that stuff? Look into the camera.
Come on. Go to Facebook. Get on Facebook. Go to Facebook. The Will Edwards Show's there. There's a We Funny page. There's a Squareware by Will Edwards page. There's all of that kind of stuff. But the thing was that I had to, and I never thought of it this way until you just said it. This is why I'm having this moment.
Right.
Because you said you have to embrace the fear.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Feel the fear and do it anyway. And I think that's what happened.
Right.
Like
you did that.
I did that. And I'm like, I'm doing it.
But you didn't think at the time that you were doing it that was a thing to do, but it was.
No, I didn't.
You're seeing it in retrospect now.
Exactly.
No, that's powerful.
Exactly.
That's powerful. Let me cut in and say this is where people can find us if they want to find more of the podcast. They can find us on iTunes, Apple TV, Roku, Stitcher, Google TV, YouTube, RSS feed, Facebook, Twitter, of course. And then last but definitely not least, it's Vegas Video Network. Yes. And then also they can, if they want more of our services that we have available, whether it's professional speaking, speaking from the stage, keynotes, workshops, any of those type of things, or if they would like coaching, success coaching, life coaching, executive coaching.
Where do they go?
JustTalk.com. They can go to JustTalk.com and find us. But back onto the program. Let's talk about this. How about feeling the fear and doing it anyway? Where does that take us in terms of solution? Let's repeat our five ways to conquer, and you gave us a sixth one. Embrace the mistakes. Stop trying so hard. Simplify. Ask for help. Learn to say no.
Got it.
Also, learn to say yes and know when those times are. And then the other additives that we added to that, those are some really key ways to stave off that fear of failure or success. And not let that hold you back just because you're fearful.
Love it.
I mean, many things would not be out here on the market if people were afraid to do it. I mean, again, I'm going to go back to Steve Jobs. He was definitely not afraid. He aggressively pushed the envelope. Now, not everyone's into Apple, but
and you know what? He might have been a little bit.
He may have been.
He may have been.
I don't know that. You're right. In fact, probably somewhere deep inside he was, because he was actually pushing product that he wasn't even the expert at. He had Wozniak, and they had a number of other staff members that were just absolutely brilliant, that were really the brains behind it all. And he was the marketing, and he had the forethought and all that sort of thing. So you're right. He could have. So with that being said, how do you feel about the program today? What do you think? How did we serve our audience today?
Look. I think that the fear is what you make it. You know what I mean? You're going to be the one that determines whether something is scary or not scary.
Right.
And I think that if you decide differently, you can succeed and do whatever you want.
It's an inside game.
That is what it is.
It's an inside game. It is up to you.
It is.
You can surround yourself with a support staff, but at the end of the day, it's all up to you.
I love it.
It really, really is. So again, congratulations for the partnership. And
thank you so much.
Thank you for being a huge success and this whole conversations piece. I appreciate you. Lisa appreciates you. And I know that our audience appreciates you. We were always getting great stuff and feedback even after our podcast.
Awesome.
And you have left us all feeling incredible. And I know that you get the motto around here. We know at the end of the day, it's all about how you leave them feeling.